Hello, welcome to the Sage Centaurus channel. For those of you who have been here before, welcome back. I am Lauren. We're going to be doing a tarot reading today, looking at what is coming up for you in the next 30 days. We'll be looking at tarot and oracles and getting some advice at the end. I know it's been a while since I've been on with fresh videos, but I honestly have been moving over the last couple of months, just trying to get my shop, sold out and packed up and drag myself back to LA, which is where I was originally living. I was in Phoenix for a while, but anyway, here we are. Let's get back to business. And so we have pile one here, which is the Holly Simple Tarot with the rose quartz. And then we have the Desert Illuminations Tarot and Smoky Quartz for pile 2. And then pile 3 is the True North Tarot along with the Optical Calcite. I'll give you guys a quick look at these crystals if you want to see them closer. Go ahead and meditate on the piles. See which ones call out to you, and then when you're ready, you can scroll on down to the description and you will find the timestamps for the various piles. Go ahead and click on the ones that resonate most for you, and I will see you in your reading. Bye. Hi pile 1, welcome to your reading. I hope you are doing well today. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, so let's take a look at what is coming up for you in the next 30 days. We are going to be looking at the tarot, also some oracle cards, and I'll pull some advice at the end. So if you chose the rose quartz and the Holly Simple Tarot, this is your reading, and let's get started. We're gonna do a Celtic cross, which is what I typically do. It's gonna look a little strange because we have only a limited amount of space to work with. And then I will pull clarifiers as needed. So what is coming up for pile 1 in the next 30 days, Spirit? What is coming up for pile 1 in the next 30 days? What is coming up for pile 1 in the next 30 days? Okay. All right, so Spirit, what's coming up for pile 1 in the next 30 days? Please show me clearance energy. The Hermit. What's crossing the querent? What's crossing the querent? 9 of Swords. What's in querent's mind? Pile 1, next 30 days. What's in the querent's mind? 6 of Pentacles. What's the basis of this situation? Strength. And what's coming up in the near future for pile 1? We've got the 7 of Pentacles. What's coming up? What's in the past for pile 1? The High Priestess. There's a really loud helicopter outside. I don't know if you can hear that. Okay, attitudes. Clarence attitudes, pile 1. The Chariot. Environment. The Moon. hopes and fears. Pile 1, next 30 days, hopes and fears. My dog's down there with her toy. Son of Swords. And the outcome for pile 1, next 30 days outcome. We've got 2 here. I'll take a Father of Wands and the Daughter of Pentacles. I usually like to end on a major. We've got 4 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So let's just get one more card on the outcome here. This cute little mini deck. Clarifiers for pile 1, please. Clarifier for the outcome, please. 1 card. One card. Knight of Pentacles. All right, let's start there. King of Swords at the bottom of this little baby deck. And I will pull out some of the oracle cards that I've pre-shuffled. So for present energy, we have the Phoenix, and then full moon in Leo, don't let pride get in your way. We have resilience coming up in the next 30 days, wildness, grace, Vishuddha, which is the throat chakra. And then 30 days out, the new energy is your hard work is paying off, Nightingale and Butterfly. So we have a lot of air energy here coming up in the near future. It feels like heavier to lighter. So I'm gonna move these down though for a moment, and then let's get into your reading. And then I'll pull them back up and we'll discuss. Okay, so given the present energy here with the Hermit, the 9 of Swords, we've got Strength and 6 of Pentacles. You've also got Phoenix and full moon in Leo. Don't let pride in your way get in your way. I'm sensing that you're going through a pretty massive transformation, processing a lot of karma. Perhaps, you know, there's like a lot of anxiety coming up around all of this. Maybe you're just feeling like really exposed or out of sorts or not like yourself. And I think it's just because you're moving a tremendous amount of energy. I feel like a lot of healing has happened. I feel like there has been some introspection, some meditation going on with High Priestess and the Hermit here, kind of listening to the universe, following its lead, observing, just kind of sitting in quiet contemplation, and then taking that information, going within. And there's this like this grow up going on with the Strength. But I feel like at this very moment, there's like this slow switch over from anxiety to Strength. And I think it's just because there's like all this processing. It's like there was like this deep like uprooting of like maybe some traumas, some subconscious programming that was maybe like thwarting you or throwing you off. You weren't in alignment, you know, you maybe felt a lot of discomfort, which is what, you know, drew you to kind of deciding to make a change. It's almost like hitting rock bottom in a way I'm getting with the Phoenix energy. Like there was like this massive change, and likely a few Tower moments that maybe led up to that for you. And I feel like interesting that we have Strength and don't let pride get in your way. I feel like you are kind of learning at this point, maybe impulse control, turning down the ego, turning up the third eye, becoming more spiritual, raising your vibration in a way so that you don't feel like you have to fight your way through life. You can kind of listen and flow with the universe. There's just been like this massive change, like burning it all down with the Phoenix. That gives me Tower vibes, and like the transformation and like really coming up out of those ashes in like a new skin, like a new self, and just maybe like getting used to that and finding your footing. But there's this, it's like you almost grew up here in a way, like resetting the mindset here, like totally gutting, uprooting old mindsets that like held you back, and learning to like lean into calm and grounding and being centered and moving away from maybe anxious tendencies. So I feel like we're processing that right now. And there's this energy of like balance and like seeking security and stability as well. And maybe, you know, the behaviors of the past coming through here, well, being indicated by all this change, maybe they thwarted your ability to really, you know, save money, you know, be a rock for yourself, be your own stability. You know, maybe there was this like looking to the external for the stability and maybe depending too heavily on it. But I feel like there's this desire to bring that back into balance, to, you know, provide your own stability here, to develop deep roots, but also be open to things that are coming your way as well. This like even exchange. So not like leaning too heavily one way or the other when it comes to stability. There's this wantingness to have like a healthy level of stability, and have like some more independence, I guess, or maybe just feel like more in control, or like you don't want to worry about where things are gonna go. It's like seeking this exhale, this grounding. I feel like you've uprooted a lot of mindsets that maybe blocked you from some stability, financial abundance in a way. Okay, staying in the present with the Chariot and the Moon, again, trying to bring things into control, desiring control, desiring feeling control over your life again, wanting to move forward. I see all this willpower kind of like bubbling up here, but also feeling like more connected in with like divine guidance, divine inspiration, and knowing like where to direct your energy. It's like this listening to the divine instead of the ego, and learning to like flow with the universe and bringing your life into balance and into control that way, and just having the willpower to move forward in very like a focused, laser focused, concentrated effort toward your goals here, toward where you want to go. Just kind of like really bringing your energy, collecting it, and figuring out where exactly you want to funnel it to create results. The Moon in the environment. So I feel like things are still unclear, maybe to the conscious mind, but I think that the gut, the intuition is kind of tapping you and saying, okay, just keep going. You're going in the right direction. So I feel like that's also because there's like this reset kind of going on with the ego and subconscious programming. So I feel like we have to really lean into the intuition here in order to kind of trust, to move forward. I also feel like there is this fear that it's like you kind of feel like you have this idea that things are moving in the right direction. You just might not have like the proof in the 3D in the environment right now. You might have to just kind of have faith and keep going. But there's also, I think, a fear that it's like, what if I'm mistaken, or what if this is an illusion, or what if I'm missing something? And I think that that's the ego creeping in, right? Because the ego wants to protect us. But I think you're trying to kind of transcend that egoic energy and come more up into the upper chakras, into like the third eye, and just kind of be grounded in that, and like seeing the bigger picture, seeing things clearly, trusting your intuition, trusting that divine guidance, those signs that you're getting, those angel numbers, whatever is kind of tapping you to keep going in the direction that you're currently going, to keep doing the work, to keep pushing forward. We have the Seven of Pentacles in the near future. So I feel like there's this energy of continuing to like evaluate what you want in your life, where you want to put your energy going forward, maybe looking at some seeds that you've already planted, seeing how they're growing and germinating, seeing kind of what's coming up, looking at the results, deciding, do I want to scrap this and start over, uproot that, put something else there. So there's this like evaluation period coming forward, and I think it's just a result of this transition that you might be going through at the moment, wanting to really evaluate and see if there's anything that is kind of already in motion that aligns with the old version of the self that you might want to scrap, see what's still viable, what also may align with where you're going. So just kind of really focusing on that. It's like this period of, it might feel like nothing's happening, but it's this period of evaluation and kind of really like affirming your intentions and like where you want to go, and envisioning what that looks like, and making sure that everything that you're doing in your daily life, what's tangible, aligns with where you're going. So just kind of, it's like going through a checklist and making sure everything is there that you need to go forward. And if it's not, you're going to plant these, you know, fresh intentions. Okay. Hopes and fears, we have the Son of Swords. So I feel like there's this fear of ego or impulsivity kind of coming forward. And like there's like this need for patience, and it's like this back and forth between like feeling like, okay, I can be patient, and then like really wanting to press fast forward and get to the outcome already. My God, I'm sick of waiting. So it's like this energy of trying to find balance within the self and continue to lean less into the ego and impatience and perfectionism and expectations, and flow more into the intuition, into that patience energy, that receptivity. So I feel like there might be a fear that there's still like some stuff to uproot, some work to do. And again, like we are never really done doing the work. So, you know, if you feel like stuff is popping up, just take a breath, you know, meditate, you're going in the right direction. But I feel like you're also resetting this energy from impatience to patience, which is a part of that like growing up vibe. Coming up, we have the Father of Wands in the outcome, and the Daughter of Pentacles with the Knight of Pentacles. So I like the Pentacles energy here. And I like the Father of Wands because there's this energy of passion coming through and feeling like grounded in that passion. And I love that we have fire and earth here, because fire needs earth as fuel to continue burning. So I feel like you're going to kind of set yourself up and land in like a really nice place where you feel inspired, where you feel more grounded, where you feel more stable, but you also feel like there's things that you can learn and incorporate. There's things that you can do to continue to build. Like I see all these ideas coming through, this inspiration coming through, maybe new things that you're learning about, that you're wanting to like incorporate into your life to continue to build out your empire here, your stability, your foundation. And this energy of patience coming through with the Knight of Pentacles, you know, like rolling up your sleeves, putting in the work, being patient, letting things manifest, letting things come to life. Just really beautiful energy coming through in the outcome. And that is exactly what is reflected here in your oracle cards, interestingly enough. So let's look. We've got resilience, wildness, grace, Vishuddha, throat chakra, and then your hard work is paying off. Okay, nightingale and butterfly, which is a little bit more transformation. So the transformation's not done, but I feel like the heavy lifting piece, like the difficult, the grief, the letting go of things that were really hard to let go of, where you were, you know, turned inside out, upset, feeling like a loss of foundation, a loss of footing. All of that, I feel like that heavy lifting, those tower moments, that deep discomfort is behind you. There's still, you know, some tweaks here that we're doing. And there's still going to be some minor changes in the future, but it's a lighter energy. It's like just the fine tuning. We have resilience and wildness. So this resilience is coming through with the strength card. It's holding on, knowing that you're going in the right direction, trusting that you're going in the right direction, believing what your intuition is telling you, leaning strongly into that, and kind of keeping your head up, keeping the faith, putting one foot in front of the other, and just you keep moving forward. There's this strength that comes through in resilience, right? Like people that go through difficult situations become extremely resilient, right? So then when more difficult situations come through, they can lean into that past experience and that growth and incorporate it and learn how to navigate upcoming challenges. So yeah, you did level up. There is this massive growth that you have manifested within the self, and it's given you the strength, the resilience to kind of push forward and believe that what you deserve is finally coming your way. It's like you kind of set, what's the phrase I'm trying to say? It's like you just kind of cleared everything out, and it's like everything's kind of set up for new things to come through. So there was this like burning down of maybe even an entire past life, and not like a past life in the sense of a life before this life, but like where you were maybe a few months ago or several years ago. There's been this complete rewrite, this change, this release of so many things that has like allowed you to have this grow up, this moving forward, this resilience, this strength, this trust that you're going in the right direction. Because I feel like the more uprooting you do, like things start to get easier and easier the more changes you make. And it's like you're kind of like listening to the universe, and you're like, well, this is really tough to release, but I know I got to do it. And it's like you do it, and it's like, oh my God, it's like gutting, it's painful, it's horrible. But then once you come out on the other side, right, you have this like fresh landscape to work with. New things can come through. You know that good things are coming your way because you're kind of setting the stage for that with the resilience. And I also feel like we're getting more in touch with our authentic selves here in the next 30 days, or we have done that already, but there's this like continuation of that. Really honoring who you are authentically, what you truly desire, what you know will bring you fulfillment, which may not bring fulfillment to everybody, right? It's honoring your uniqueness, your authenticity, and kind of letting that come forward and being confident in that and letting that continue to guide you. I also see that coming through with the hermit. You know, hermit kind of goes in and takes some time, shuts themselves off from the outer world so they can do the inner work, so that they can uproot energies that no longer serve, subconscious programming, things that, you know, they've been told, opinions of others, you know, you should do this because it'll bring you happiness, instead of it being like this authentic drive to go towards something. So it's like uprooting those opinions, uprooting that programming that wasn't serving, and bringing the authentic self forward so that you can kind of feel, you know, more settled, more whole, more in tune with where you need to go. Being connected into the divine, because you're not being thwarted by the chatter of the ego, chatter of all that stuff, you know, the programming, the opinions. it's all of that's being cleared out, and you have your inner voice here kind of coming through loud and clear, and that intuition, and kind of like saying, this is exactly where you need to go. Just follow your heart here. Honor what is driving you now that you're kind of clearing out everything. We have grace, so give yourself grace here. I feel like you guys are going through a tremendous amount of transformation, a tremendous amount of work. It's not easy. I myself am a massive perfectionist to the point of being like almost disabled by it. And I know that like when I feel like there's a setback or something, I get really hard on myself, and it's completely unnecessary. So I feel like you might feel a little out of sorts with that 9 of Swords. You might feel like, oh my God, you know, it's just like this feeling of almost like floating in a limbo and just kind of waiting for everything to gel, congeal, and ground, and kind of learning who you are, your authentic self, and becoming okay with like following that and like letting that come to the surface. Without fear, being in full confidence. So you need to give yourself grace. You're a human being, each and every one of us. We're all unique. We're all authentic. You've got to be yourself. Okay, so you got to give yourself grace. Let your authentic self come forward. All right, Vishuddha. So this deck is from Serpent Fire, but this card aligns with Major Arcana Justice for the artist, the creator. So 5th chakra obviously is all about communication, speaking your truth, communicating your wants, needs, and desires, expressing yourself. So I see you kind of growing into like doing the inner work and then being able to communicate that to the external. Having that inspiration, that confidence coming through with the King of Wands, and like this desire to learn new things, to bring things into the fold, to continue to build, to find ways. It's like not only building up, but building out, like expanding and growing up. It's like really almost like building an empire here, like type of energy coming forward, like really focused on getting some deep roots and being inspired and continuing to build that, and just like being so confident and excited about it that you attract people toward you that I feel like just want to like assist and help, maybe even inspiring others to come, you know, work with you, to come collaborate with you, to come build with you. But there's this communication and this this feeling like things are finally being made right. I'm now confident enough to be able to communicate. And maybe you felt like so stressed out, you know, in the past, and dealing through all this transformation that you maybe felt like brain fog. You couldn't find your words. It was difficult to communicate. There maybe was a loss of confidence in communicating because they feel like you're getting your sea legs, like tapping into this new setting, this new version of the self. And that confidence is coming through to the point where you can now communicate. Things are now being made right. You're making your way in the world. Like we're coming out of this heaviness and going to something lighter. It's like this processing of karma. I'm sorry, my dog is taking a drink of water in the background. But there's so much karma coming through with this card and this card, the Phoenix and Vishuddha here. Really clearing the slate, making things right. I feel like you literally sliced up a karmic cycle and it's completely destroyed. It's like you beat that level finally, and like now you're free to really build your life up and access like abundance and prosperity here. That's really what's coming through. It's like you cut that shit out. There's this, you grew up. It's like this beautiful energy of like growing into like a really empowered, authentic version of yourself. This is a pretty intense reading for a 30-day outlook. But I hope it's helpful. And I love the outcome energy here in the oracle cards, you know, lining up nicely with what's coming through in the tarot. New moon in Capricorn, your hard work is paying off. We've got nightingale energy as well as butterfly. So nightingale is that communication, continuing to get your thoughts, opinions, desires out, expressing yourself. I think music is going to be really important for you, well, now and in the future. But there's this self-expression coming forward, and I feel like there's also like a lot of joy coming through here, and being like really motivated to talk about what you're doing, and just like wanting to share that with the world. And then the butterfly is like this, still doing like these minor tweaks, still kind of building and transforming, but things are a lot lighter. We've gone through the metamorphosis, and now we're coming out the chrysalis, ready to fly, ready to flutter, ready to continue to do these minor tweaks to make things like really stable and beautiful. So I really love what's coming forward for you, pile 1, in the next 30 days. This is quite a lot of work. So yes, give yourself grace, take care of yourself. But let's get some oracle cards for advice. Let's get you some advice, pile 1. This wanted to come out. Content with what I already have. And I was just looking at the bottom of the deck with the 4 of Cups here. There might be this dissatisfaction, and I feel like it's just because you're working through eliminating expectations and kind of learning to live in the intentions and flow that way. Let's get some advice over you, some more cards. Okay. Shuffle these. Three more cards, please, Spirit. Advice for pile 1, the next 30 days. Look at that. It is within reach. Next 30 days. 2 more cards, please. What are you waiting for? It's energy of taking action. Getting that confidence going. 1 more card, please. Next 30 days. Look at that. Plant a seed and wait. These kind of contradict, but maybe it's take action and plant the seed. And that's aligning with that 7 of Pentacles energy that came through. And the bottom of the deck is I have support. So whether or not you realize it, there is support around you, at least in spirit. You can always reach out to your spirit guides. But I feel like this will largely be realized here in the outcome, because you're going to really be attracting that support toward you. But right now it's all about uprooting things that don't align, continuing to plant the seeds that do align, and watering them and putting one foot in front of the other, being resilient, being confident, talking about what you're doing, and just like talking about it just reaffirms it, you know, to yourself even. So it's just kind of really plugging into the plan and driving that forward, like we saw with the Chariot energy. Okay, let's get a few more advice cards for you, pile 1. next 30 days. Well, you got 4. Sweat. Okay, so getting into physical movement is going to be healing and helpful for you over the next 30 days. So if you feel like there's some energy buildup, go ahead and release it through physical activity. And I will read these for you. So we have listen. In a world full of noises, what am I giving my ear to? What is something that I've chosen to listen to at the expense of my peace? How can I practice tuning my ear to what brings me life? I am committed to creating the space in my life to listen to what my body and heart need. So continuing to listen to spirit, self, higher self, listening less to opinions of others, subconscious programming, family programming, conditioning of the past that maybe kind of led you astray in a way, or made things more difficult. It's like you've stripped that out and you're now plugging into the path towards your highest and best good, the most efficient and effective way to get there, because I feel like you're streamlining things now because you're clearing away all those blockages that may have been living in the subconscious, and you're learning to tune that out and lean more into the self, having that confidence, trusting yourself, and putting your opinions above the opinions of others. But also like listening to spirit and being open, right, to new information to come through, but instead of like leaning wholeheartedly into it, you run it through to make sure it authentically aligns with you first. Okay, we have bliss. I am in tune with what feels good to me and am made to follow my bliss. My heart does not lead me astray, but leads me into deep joy and contentment. I can laugh and choose joy in the midst of life's storms. I allow joy to express itself through me freely and welcome a blissful state of being. So I feel like that's the focus. That's where we're going. It's like I'm sick and tired of all these karmic cycles. I'm sick and tired of not having success. I'm sick and tired of feeling stuck and blocked and like I can't get anywhere. So we've uprooted that. You're working on that. You are moving toward what brings you authentic fulfillment, joy, happiness, bliss. You are well on the way there because you're learning what and who to listen to. Clarity. I release my past mistakes, there's that grace energy, and future worries, that 9 of Swords, so I can find clarity in the now. My inner vision is clear and is sustained by the healthy boundaries I create. I understand that knowledge is not synonymous with clarity, but clarity is always accompanied by peace. I take time to sit with clouded thoughts and decipher what needs to be filtered. Again, that hermit energy kind of coming through. So you can get all that noise out of your field and you can just kind of really focus in on your goals, your intentions, your wants, needs, desires. Exactly, what's going to make you happy so that you can move toward that with that clarity, that knowingness, that control of the chariot. And like full force, full willpower, just chasing down what is going to bring you everything that you're desiring within, everything you're longing for. My longings come to teach me that I am worthy and able. I trust my longings to guide me into the fullness of my expression and purpose. My longings are granted as a gift from the divine. I bless the depth of my longings and allow myself to be revived by their unbridled energies, that wildness, listening to yourself, that authentic energy. What are you longing for? What are you craving, right? Those are like natural, authentic signs that are driving you to where you need to be, where you need to go. Everything else is noise. So there's this need to really lean into your inner voice right now, your higher self, your intuition, your spiritual guidance. Lean into that hard, okay? Because I feel like there's going to continue to be people around you trying to tell you what to do, where to go, blah, blah, blah. Influence you by telling you to do things that bring them specifically joy or whatever. Obviously, we all try to help people along, and I don't think it's intentional to kind of throw you off, but it's a need to kind of really stand firm and in alignment with yourself and your intentions and what really brings you joy. Hold that in your mind and just continue to do things on a day-to-day basis that bring you closer to that goal. So continuously checking in with the self, being very present, asking yourself if behaviors, activities that you're doing align with where you want to go. If not, you need to make a change, obviously. So follow what you're longing for. Let that guide you. All right, pile one, thank you so much again for being here. If you made it to the end, that is amazing. Thank you so much. I'm glad you enjoyed. If you like the reading, I would love it if you hit that like button and consider subscribing if you're not already. But again, I love having you here. I love hearing from you in the comments. I try to comment when I can. But I plan to be here pretty consistently now going forward, now that I've landed here in LA. So again, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, week, month, and I will see you in your next reading. Bye. Hi, Pile 2. Welcome to your reading. Thank you so much for being here. We are going to be looking at what is coming up in the next 30 days for you. So we're going to be looking at the tarot, some oracle cards that I've pre-shuffled, and we'll get clarifiers as needed, and then we'll finish off with some advice. So if you choose the Smoky Quartz and the Desert Illuminations Tarot, this is your pile. And let's get into it. So we'll start with the tarot, and then I'll pull out the oracle cards. All right, so what is coming up in the next 30 days for pile 2 spirit? We're going to be doing a Celtic cross 10 card spread. It might look a little funny just due to limited space, but please just trust the process. What is coming up in the next 30 days for pile 2 spirit? Energy. Next 30 days for pile 2, we've got 4 of cups, 4 of jugs, 4 of cups. Crossing energy. The Tower. Looks like you guys are having fun. Up in the mind. Five of Wands. Basis of the situation. 5 of Cups. Wow, you guys are really going through it. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, near future. Pile 2. 7 of Pentacles. Past. 6 of Cups. Attitudes. Magician. Environment. Eight of Cups. I just heard him moving on up. You know that song from that old show. I didn't ask for anything yet. Okay. Hopes and fears, please. King of Swords. Outcome. Interesting energy. Page of Pentacles and the Five of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck is the Star. Let's go ahead and get a clarifier on the outcome cards. I want to see where that's going. Oof. These little baby cards are hard to shuffle. Oh no. Okay. Please clarify Page of Pentacles and Five of Pentacles. Judgment. Okay. Three of Pentacles at the bottom of this deck. There was a card that was flipped over, and it was the Five of Swords, so I will keep that in mind. It was like randomly flipped over. Can't find it now. Let's look at your oracles. We've got the Eagle and Have Faith in Your Dreams for current energy. What you're going through in the next 30 days. The energy of I Know Nothing, Actualization, the Moon, and Yoni, which is Empress in this deck. I keep hearing like pushing the reset button. And then outcome. 30 days out, we have Firefly and Nothing is Set in Stone. All right, let's get into your reading. I'm gonna push these down and I'll bring them back up later. But wow, pile 2, you are going through something very challenging at the moment here, feeling like there's this dissatisfaction coming through and feeling maybe like a lot of blockages, feeling really disappointed, feeling like things aren't going your way, running into walls, feeling like there's missed opportunities, nothing coming toward you is like getting you excited, getting you motivated, getting you interested. And I feel like you're going through this period of like upheaval to get back to the authentic self. Let me get a clarifier on this Six of Cups. That's the energy of nostalgia. And I'm thinking that there was this focus of like wanting to get back to simpler times, or like leaning on like some nostalgia, and it created some sort of like misalignment. Maybe there was like a mindset that was blocking your own growth because there was a focus on the past. Please clarify the Six of Cups. A Three of Wands. One more. This almost could have been a relationship too. King of Wands. One more. Three of Pentacles. The Emperor. I feel like there was this focus on the past, maybe a person from the past. somebody you wanted to like build things up with again. Maybe somebody you wanted to start fresh with. But there's this energy of like needing to leave the past in the past and not like bringing it into the vision of the future. I feel like that energy was maybe misaligned, and it kind of like set you back in a way. And right now things are just getting cleared out. So I feel like some sort of situation happened that had to do with past energy, whether it's a relationship, wanting to bring that back, and then, you know, grow it into something new. Or if it's just like a mindset from the past and like feeling like, well, things were simpler then, I kind of want to lean on that energy and manifest that again. And wanting to build your life around some sort of past energy, but there's this need to kind of, again, leave the past in the past. Because I feel like as a result of doing that, we've triggered some massive upheaval and change to come forward to kind of shake that mindset loose so that it falls away. And perhaps this, if it's a situation, you know, going down this path led to a lot of disappointment and feeling dissatisfaction with what it brought forward, maybe having like really high hopes about it and just seeing it for what it is and being like, this is not what I want. This is not going to work for me. And I feel like the energy of the universe kind of gave you a nudge or a push with the Tower, to kind of snap you back into where you need to be. It might feel like something just kind of fell apart, but I also feel like the blow isn't that hard or harsh because it's something that you are naturally starting to notice a dissatisfaction with. It's like you're like, okay, this thing, you know, got uprooted and pulled out of my life, but I was starting to think that it just kind of was like not what I wanted, you know? So it's like the universe removing it. It's like, okay, you know, I mean, there's some disappointment around it and this like conflict around it and sadness, but I feel like that's just a part of the release, and it had to be, I feel like it had to be a Tower moment to maybe get that, like, the change going. To, like, it's like there's this disappointment. Okay, we could continue on kind of being disappointed, but maybe having hopes that things would work out or grow or change. But then the universe saying, no, that's not where it's going, and let's get rid of it. So it's like this energy of, like, feeling kind of maybe upset about the way things went down, and maybe feeling like out of control and maybe wanting to have control in that, but it's like I didn't really take action and things just fell apart. It's an interesting energy, but you know, there's like some sadness and some needing to like let go and focus on new opportunities coming through. Again, leave the past in the past. There's nothing there for you anymore. And this need to kind of move forward. And I feel like there is this rewiring and this transformation that's kind of going on right now. And it might be creating a lot of inner conflict where you might feel like a little off-center, discombobulated, or confused about where you want to go. And I feel like we're pushing this reset button. Like things need to change. We need a fresh outlook. We need a fresh mindset. And so it's like pushing this reset button and trying to assimilate to the new energy coming through. Because I feel like until all of this energy from the past gets released, you might feel some blockages coming through. And I do see you taking the reins here with the Magician. and walking away, like choosing to walk away because you have to. It's like you're just kind of like surrendering and like honoring that. And I see you kind of stepping away and choosing to take your power back here as the Magician, and believing that something good will come your way, and all you have to do is co-create with the universe to manifest it. And also align more deeply with, you know, your authentic self, and really kind of plug in with true wants, needs, and desires that align with who you truly are, right? That make your heart sing, that make your soul sparkle, things that really bring you joy and don't involve like putting others before the self. You know, it's like really kind of grabbing the reins and choosing to take action and manifest things that are healthier, are better, will lead you to a level up, a better place. And kind of working through this, the rubble of the tower, to create something new out of it, out of what's happened, or out of, you know, the fresh landscape that has now come to be. And what's interesting is the star is at the bottom of the deck, and the star comes after the tower. And I always like to think of it as, you know, the tower sucks, right? It's the worst. Often it's the worst. It's just very uncomfortable, and it feels like things are out of control, and there's a lot of anxiety and turmoil and chaos going on, right? But once that tower falls, once we surrender, amongst the rubble, you know, you're kind of pulling yourself out. What can you see again? You can see the star. The tower has been cleared away. Maybe the tower was blocking the star, blocking you from your authentic self, your path, where you need to go. The tower blocks us from those things. Well, it's a false foundation that blocks us from where we truly need to be, where we truly need to go. And once that tower is obliterated, you can see the star again. You get plugged back into your path, that divine guidance. You can see that North Star shining on the horizon, and you know exactly where to go from there. Because all of that, the unhealthy mindsets, beliefs, things that we've built around them are now cleared out. And that clarity and that enlightenment comes through, and you can see the star again. So I feel like you're kind of going through a massive, like, let's burn it down moment. And I feel like a lot of it's coming in from the external, but also I think there was a desire within, but maybe you just needed that kick in the butt to get it going. Because I see you like feeling empowered with the Magician and wanting to take action, the Eight of Cups, and this moving away from that things that don't bring you fulfillment. Finally realizing that wherever you were putting your energy here was not that missing piece, and there continued to be a missing piece. Things didn't feel right, things didn't feel complete. And there's this recognition of that, and acceptance, and moving away. Looking at the near future, we have the Seven of Pentacles, which I think is great energy to see here, because there is this evaluation, this continuation of the uprooting, and looking at everything that's kind of been set up and deciding if it aligns with where you want to go, the path forward, and if it doesn't, getting rid of it. Kind of looking and seeing what is existing in your life right now, or what exists in your life right now, and consciously thinking about it and asking yourself, does this align with what I truly want? That evaluation, that thinking, and the recognition of what aligns, what doesn't, like getting very clear on that, and getting rid of things that are blockages, right? Things that are taking up space in that fertile soil that need to be removed. Weeds, get rid of them, right? And choosing to uproot all of that and plant fresh seeds in that fertile soil so that you become deeper, you fall deeper into alignment. And things start to grow around you, things that you desire, things that you want, things that align with your intentions. Things that'll bring you fulfillment, things that'll make you feel safe, secure, abundant. So kind of clearing the decks here and deciding, you know, what you want to put out there now. Getting that clarity and making that effort, and then waiting patiently for things to start to grow so you can continue to evaluate and see if like minor tweaks need to be made. In hopes and fears, you have the King of Swords. So I think we're really hoping for a massive dose of clarity and like getting grounded in that clarity, like feeling very safe and secure in that clarity. So like when somebody comes rolling along and starts, you know, trying to pull you in a direction that doesn't align, it's like you instantly know. And you're not like offended or upset or whatever. You just say, this ain't it, bye. You know, it's like just this calm, cool, collected, logical, more like, I don't want to say more reserved, but like just this very like stoic energy, like just feeling very comfortable with who you are and where you're going, and not letting external noise affect or shape the mindset. It's like having a more wisdom and control over how, like what's going on in the mindset and how that's developing. And then the outcome, we have the Page of Pentacles, the Five of Pentacles, and Judgment. So I do feel like there's another release coming for you. And I almost feel like there's a realization with this, okay? And it's almost like that massive dose of clarity that you're hoping for comes through. And I feel like that you're gonna uproot a lot of stuff that you thought was going to lead you to where you need to be, like a few weeks prior or whatever, in this near future energy, because the outcome is further along. And I feel like you're gonna choose to like just scrap that, and that clarity is gonna come through, and you're gonna say, this is where I need to put my energy. And it's like this starting fresh, because you're the Page, and the Page comes with learning lessons and starting fresh and growing. But it's like finally understanding what you need to focus on, what you need to, the exact seed you need to plant to get to where you need to go. Having that awakening, it's like this massive awakening coming through after clearing everything out and kind of observing where things are going. It's like you're going to continue to strengthen that wisdom, strengthen that analysis, that observation, that intuition, so that you can really, truly, truly see the one path you need to focus on. And I think you're going to abandon everything else that was planted. So it's pressing the reset again. You're pressing a lot of resets, which is awesome. Fresh energy here coming in for you, and deep alignment. And understanding, kind of seeing too why all this happened and what came out of it and what was necessary. And that just kind of continues to enhance the understanding of where you need to push, what you need to focus on. And I feel like it's something brand new you're bringing in here to your life. A brand new adventure, a brand new journey, something where there's like maybe a little bit of a learning curve involved, like something you can kind of really sink your teeth into, but something that has the potential to be solid and stable for you, right? It's a pentacle, right? It's like having that seed in your hand and planting it and just really nurturing it, taking care of it, watching how it grows, learning what it needs, And then applying those things in a practical manner and just putting one foot in front of the other and being patient and standing like standing with like this belief, this mindset, like a very like devoted, dedicated energy, and not letting anybody come in and thwart you. Like this deep, solid, laser focus on the prize, on the goals, on the intentions. I love to see that. Okay, so let's look at your oracle cards. Present energy. We have the eagle and have faith in your dreams. Okay, so the eagle represents, well, it's air, but it also represents an impending change, a transformation coming through. Okay, so that aligns with the tower energy here. It's like almost, I feel like there's a healthy balance of the environment or external circumstances creating this tower moment, but also you kind of initiating it as well. Like there was a realization here, like it's like realizing something's just not it, but needing like a little bit of a kick in the butt to just get moving, like, you know, move away from it. So there's this transformation that's about to happen here, or is happening now. And have faith in your dreams. I just feel like, this is waxing crescent. I feel like you know that like you're on the precipice of something, you know, and it's like finding what truly aligns and letting that guide you forward, right? And being dedicated and devoted and getting rid of things, you know, closing out karmic cycles, you know, that no longer serve, that keep you trapped, that keep you frustrated, that keep you upset and unhappy. And really kind of uprooting chatter, opinions of others, and maybe some programming that kept you trapped in that mindset, and releasing that mindset and really getting in touch with where you need to go next. So having that faith and letting that guide you forward, kind of like this energy of like, I'm open, show me where I need to go. Like kind of asking the universe, asking your guides, like I'm open, I'm ready to surrender, I'm ready to change, show me where I need to go. Because we have this card of I know nothing. So I feel like there is this, well, there's a surrender here, right? But there's also like this search for clarity. And we're waiting for that to come in. So I feel like there's this like almost this trial and error period with the Seven of Pentacles, this evaluation moment of really testing to see what aligns, what doesn't. And building a deeper understanding on what you need going forward, what's going to truly fulfill you. Because right now I feel like you're in this moment of trying to establish that, trying to figure it out, knowing that it's out there, asking Spirit to help, going deep within to find the answers. Really getting acquainted, I think, with your authentic self, like going deeper and deeper and deeper. And I feel like all the frustrations are motivating you to finally take action. And it's this, again, this surrender, this, you know, even like maybe an ego death, right? And just kind of really plugging into the third eye chakra, the crown chakra, and reaching out, asking for the illumination, the knowledge, the enlightenment to come forward, so that you can move forward in tandem with the universe, like the magician. Actualization, the moon, and the Empress. So I feel like you're on the road to your like best self here, okay? And also feeling like deeply comfortable in that and knowing it, right? Not questioning, not having uncertainty, like feeling very confident and plugged in to the road ahead, the journey, the plan, and knowing that this is where you need to go. I feel like that's almost the intention is to really get to know the self. And through an ego death, I think. Because there's like a lot of spiritual energy at the bottom of all the other decks for the oracles. Like we have spirituality, a new start is coming, eternal return, water, home. So I feel like, and then home kind of makes me think of actualization too. It's like this energy of wanting to come home to yourself and really get to know yourself and feel like comfortable and safe, solid, secure, stable there. That's, I feel like, the intention right now, is to be so grounded in who you are, where you're going, and what you want, that all external influences are muted in a way, and nothing can kind of pull you away from the plan, the intent, the journey. We have the moon here. So I feel like there is a need for you to dip into the subconscious during the next 30 days and really learn to sit in that intuitive energy. There's a lot of feminine energy too coming through with water at the bottom of this deck. The moon and the Empress. A lot of feminine energy. A lot of receptivity coming through. A need to not take action, but more of this observation. Sorry, my dog's drinking some water in the background. This energy of observation. It's almost like the moon is kind of like looking at its reflection in the water. Hopefully you can see this. Oh my God. It's like the moon's looking at its reflection in the water. There's this observation, this need to get in touch with the subconscious to get the clarity that you need. It's not going to come from the external. It's going to come from within, from observing. Observing what's going on, observing your behavior, being in the moment, looking at, you know, what motivates you, what drives you, and asking yourself why. Where did it come from? And continuing to maybe clear out things that are blockages, like programming and whatnot. But there's a need to really kind of lean in to the intuition and to divine feminine energy. The energy of receptivity, flow, inaction, observation. There's like this gestation going on over the next 30 days. And getting just so deeply in touch, doing a lot of meditation, clearing the decks, pressing reset, and learning how to move forward with confidence, maybe just even connecting in with the authentic self and using the intuition. Feeling so confident in that. And the Empress, I mean, that obviously is feminine energy, but there's so much abundance. There's so much potential. There's so much prosperity available to you. And it's like, I feel like you're going to pick that one really good seed. Like you're just going to really, it's going to pop to you after all this observation and getting your sea legs with like your authentic self and who you are, what you need to do, where you need to go. And this one seed is going to pop out to you and you're like, this is it. This is the intention. This is what I need to focus on. And it's like really nurturing that and pouring all your love and time and energy into that to make it manifest, to multiply it, to bring it forward. There's this nurturing going on here. But it's like, again, clearing everything out so that this one thing can pop You can find it, you can plant it, and you can nurture it and let it gestate and grow into something amazing. There's always an element of patience with Pentacles. So, but Pentacles do provide so much stability, right? That's why you have to be patient, because that takes time to cultivate. And then we have Firefly, and nothing is yet set in stone. So I feel like there is more coming for you on the other side of this. Like things are open, like being left open-ended, but what will manifest is you feeling like this enlightenment, glowing from within, knowing who you are, being so inspired, and needing to take action on that one thing that's like so inspiring to you. Knowing that like, this is it, this is what I need to do, and taking action on that. I see this massive amount of inspiration coming in for you, and knowing that you need to take action. Knowing that good things will come. Knowing that there's a new chapter right on the horizon, and to just keep going. This is a really good reading, you guys. I like this. I mean, it looks like what we're dealing with right now obviously is not super fun, but you're doing the necessary work, and you have this awakening coming through, which is just incredible to see. You're reconnecting in with why you're here, your purpose. You will see it. That inspiration will come through. All right, let's get some advice for you. Next 30 days, content with what I already have, aligning kind of with that Four of Cups, that discontent, and maybe stripping down to nothing and being content with just you and all your potential, and moving forward with that. Be gentle with yourself. Okay, you are going through a lot. Give yourself grace. Keep your energy high, your mood high, when and how you can, just by being nicer to yourself, right? Be your biggest support right now. You need you right now. One more card, please. Be clear about what you want. I love that. So again, going deep down and really focusing on the intent. What makes your heart sing? What makes your soul sparkle? Where do you need to go? Get that clarity, right? That's what you're seeking. I feel like it's coming through, and just take that and hold it like this little alien's holding the cactus pentacle, and just focus on that, laser focus. Do everything, all the things you need to do that are in alignment with that pentacle, right? That intention. I feel like you might learn a lot about like yourself, your tenacity, through focusing on this new intention, this new desire, this new thing you're creating. I feel like you're going to learn a lot through that process. Okay. Let's get some more advice for you. Two more, please. All right. Oh, the bottom of this deck was gratitude. So focus on gratitude for what you have or what you know. Wherever, whenever you can, I feel like that's going to help keep your mood high too, or keep your mood in a better place. You know, going on like nature walks and observing and just doing whatever you can do to to keep yourself in a good place. So we have create at the bottom of this deck, which aligns with the Magician. We have radiate, follow, and release, which is exactly what you're doing now. So let's start here. I choose to release the things that are no longer of service to me. As I release stagnant energy, I create room for life force to flow in and through me as the Magician. The inner landscape was never meant to be cluttered, but to be an open space where love could fully bloom, bringing that feminine energy forward, that unconditional love. I take time to create ceremony and honor what I'm now being called to let go of. So Spirit is acknowledging that you are going through this release and is advising to keep going. Continue to let go, surrender. There's a lot of discomfort in that. It's never fun, right? But knowing and trusting that you're creating space for new blessings to come through. That clarity you've been wanting for so long to finally come through. You're releasing everything that's sitting on top of that clarity, that's mucking it up, that's making it cloudy. You're getting rid of all of it. Clearing things out so you can see exactly where you need to put your energy. Let's do follow. What movements, leaders, and thoughts have I been following? How has their influence impacted my life? Is there a need to challenge the things I am being influenced by? I choose to be a conscious follower and to walk alongside inspiring, heart-centered leaders while also honoring my truth. Okay, so maybe you need to evaluate, the people you keep around you. Are they in alignment with where you're going? Are they supportive? I'm not saying you need to just say, we are no longer friends, but you might want to consider pulling your energy back and pouring it into yourself, right? If what surrounds you isn't supportive of where you're going. And when you do that, what is supportive will surface. So Spirit's just advising to be very conscious of the people around you, the messages you're exposing yourself to, subtle influences that kind of sit in the subconscious. There's a need to kind of pay attention and be conscious, like be in the moment, so that you have full awareness of kind of everything that's gone into the subconscious programming thus far, and you can continue to see what needs to be uprooted. That's Seven of Pentacles. Radiate. I radiate beautiful, glowing energy and light. In showing up with my full vibrancy, I give permission to others to fully express their light. My light opens up eyes and illuminates potential. I choose to show up fully and let my uniqueness radiate freely. I think you're going to feel so deeply in line with your authentic self within the next 30 days that you're going to have so much clarity and so much inspiration coming toward you. And I feel like this massive change again is going to come through, but it's almost by choice, choosing to abandon even more, things that just create blockages that no longer serve, choosing to walk away from it, seeing the bigger picture, having that deep knowingness. And I feel like you're going to attract to you exactly what needs to come into your life, because you're going to be laser focused and so in alignment. This is awesome. Oh, pile 2, I hope you liked this reading. If you made it this far, I love that you did. If you did enjoy it, I would love it if you hit the like button. That really helps me out. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. But thank you so very much for joining me today. I hope this was helpful for you. I wish you all the best on your journey, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you in your next reading. Bye, love. Hello, pile 3. Welcome to your reading. Thank you so much for being here. We're going to be looking at what's coming up for you in the next 30 days. We're going to look at tarot, also some pre-shuffled oracle cards. I'll get clarifiers as needed. We'll finish off with some advice. So if you picked the Optical, Calcite, and the True North Tarot, this is your pile, and let's get started. So let's set this here. I'll jump right in with the tarot. We're going to be doing a 10-card Celtic cross spread. It's going to look a little funny just because I have limited space to work with here. But please just trust the process. What is coming up in the next 30 days for pile 3? What is coming up in the next 30 days for pile 3? Spirit, what is coming up in the next 30 days for pile 3? What's coming up in the next 30 days for pile 3? Spirit, Quartz energy, next 30 days, pile 3. Quartz energy. Page of Cups. Crossing the querent. What crosses the querent? Energy crossing the querent. Two of Wands. I just heard opportunities. Okay. Up in the mind. Four of Pentacles. Four of Coins. Actually. Basis of the situation. Basis of the situation. Too many cards. One card, please. The Magician reversed. Near future. The Fool. Past. Energy. Pile 3. Too many. Pile 3, past energy. Too many. Oh my goodness. Pile 3, past energy. Ten of Cups. It kind of landed like this, so we'll put it sideways. Attitudes. Attitudes for the querent, pile 3. Attitudes. Ten of Wands. Environment, pile 3. Four of Swords. Hopes and fears. Pile 3, hopes and fears. Ten of Swords, sideways energy. Outcome. Outcome, pile 3, 30 days out. Oh, too many. One card, please, Spirit. Outcome for pile 3. The Chariot. Awesome. To end on a major, 9 of Swords is the bottom of the deck. So I feel like there's a lot of anxiety going on right now for you. Let's pull out your oracle cards. Present energy for you. You are good enough, full moon in Virgo and Scorpion. Transformative energy. All 3 piles got a lot of transformation energy. Okay, and then 30 days out, we have Show the World the Real You and Eagle energy. So what's coming in the next 30 days? Birth life, again, that transformation. Goal setting. Duality. Muladhara, which is the root chakra, and in this deck aligns with the energy of the star in the major arcana. Okay. I will pull those down for now, and then I'll leave these over here since we're talking about the present. Can you see that? Okay, great. Whew. I feel like right now, pile 3, you're in this state of flux. Shedding your old skin. And I feel like there is this feeling that you're blocked, or there's too much on your plate. You can't focus on yourself. There's this distraction, energy of distraction, and feeling like really worn out, kind of coming through. And the 10 of Cups, slightly reversed, makes me think that it's like you felt like you were on the road to total fulfillment, but it's like, you know, there's something better out there for you. I just keep hearing wanting more. This wanting more for yourself. And knowing that there's more out there for you, but again, with this energy of you are good enough, makes me think that there was some sort of mindset that got in the way, and maybe even perhaps held you back from taking action toward or accepting things that align with, you know, what you truly deserve, because you are good enough. And maybe believing that you weren't good enough at some point in time, and feeling like blessings were blocked as a result. But I feel like you're realizing that right now. And maybe even you're doing like these daily affirmations to kind of work that old mindset out and replace it with a new, healthier mindset that you are good enough, you deserve the world, you deserve it all. And maybe you put other people ahead of you. Maybe you're constantly of service, you know, how can I help? Taking on other people's problems. You might be an empath. Empaths have a habit of doing that. But it's almost believing like I have to be of service to be worth something to another person. And it's like having to prove, like feeling like you might have to prove yourself time and again. And not just like sitting solid in the belief that, sorry, my dog's snoring. Sitting solid in the belief that you are worth it. You are high value. You don't have to go out of your way. You don't have to take on other people's problems all the time. You are good enough as you are. And I feel like we're working through that. This recognition is coming through, and it's almost like a feeling like you have to do something about it now, because you're having difficulty creating the life that you want because there's too much in the way. And knowing that things need to change and getting yourself prepared to transform things, and maybe even perhaps like getting angry a little about the status of things and like wanting to lash out just like this energy of like, I'm so sick and tired of not having the things I want. I'm so sick and tired of seeing everybody else get ahead, and here I am stuck. It's like this energy of feeling stuck, weighed down, blocked, and unable to do things that you want to do, create the life you want to create. And it's a result of an old mindset of not realizing your value, your worth, feeling that you have to earn it, and not commanding it, not owning it. Maybe feeling uncomfortable with that. Maybe there was something that happened, you know, this mindset got developed maybe from family programming, the dynamic that existed when you grew up, or, you know, kind of what repetitive messages that were sent your way that eventually just absorbed into the subconscious. And now you're like, you're finally conscious of it, I think. And you can finally see, or you're starting to see, that something has to change. You're starting to get angry. Something has to change, right? It's your own mental well-being, your own happiness at stake here. But I think there's like a fear here, a fear of like coming out of the shell a little bit. And I think it's just has to do with you kind of uprooting, again, mindsets, some programming, maybe some family dynamics, programming, conditioning that reaffirms the old mindset of you have to work, you know, to even have value. You have to be worth something to somebody else. You can't just intrinsically have a high value. Like there's that mindset, I feel like, is creating a lot of fears about stepping into your power, right? The magician is reversed. You can't create. We're having trouble stepping into the power, but we know that something has to change. But it's a fear of letting go of the old mindset, because maybe the old mindset is tied into the ego and it's part of your identity at this point. And there's a fear of letting it go. Like, what if I disappoint somebody and everything falls apart and I lose everything? It's like all these fears kind of ruminating with the Nine of Swords here. A lot of fears and anxieties about getting in touch with your authentic self and letting that shine. Maybe somebody a long time ago told you, oh, you're weird, or you're unique, or you don't fit the tradition, you don't fit the mold. And that scared you and motivated you to adopt behaviors and beliefs and opinions that don't truly align, but, you know, that brought safety and helped avoid the pain of that maybe rejection that came through as a result, and then which kind of hindered, put you in a mindset that kind of hindered your realization and owning your value, knowing that everybody is unique and it doesn't matter if you're different from other people. In fact, that's amazing, right? To kind of step out into your own authentic energy. But I feel like it's scary because it's something that maybe you pushed down for a long time, but maybe now you know that there's some shadow work that has to be done to transform, to change, in order to get rid of that mindset. But I feel like we feel like at this point that it's something that provides a security blanket, but it's also holding you back from your blessings. So there's a need to like work through confidence and comfort and being brave enough to just kind of step out. This is believing that everything is at stake. And like if you drop one pentacle, everything just, you know, is destroyed. And that's not the case. But I feel like that's the ego pushing really hard and saying, don't leave the comfort zone. But there's a need to be brave and step out. And I feel like there's an opportunity here for you to do that. Like right now you're considering it with the Two of Wands. It's this wantingness to kind of step outside the comfort zone, make a decision to go toward a new frontier for yourself. The Page of Cups, I feel like you're daydreaming about this. You're getting in touch with your heart. You want to turn those daydreams into realities. You're really starting to get in touch with your authentic wants and needs, and they're bubbling up, but there's this fear of putting that first. A fear of putting yourself first. How are others going to react? Oh my gosh, am I going to lose my support network? Well, I feel like you're everyone's support network. Where is your support with the Ten of Wands? You don't have support right now, or it's limited. You're taking on everybody else's stuff. Maybe you don't want to let them down. It's a fear of letting others down to put yourself first. But sometimes you just have to rip that Band-Aid off, you know? But I see you dreaming about where you want to go. Building up the courage, visualizing it. Really, really wanting to make that decision. There's a lot of fire building up within you. Inspiring action. But right now you are stuck and you're trying to get that clarity though. I like the Four of Swords here in the environment. And maybe now is the time. Maybe things are starting to slow down around you to where you will be able to take a moment to kind of sit with yourself, disconnect, choosing to block out all the noise, getting the much needed rest that you need to get that clarity. And I love it. Love, love, love to see it. The Fool in the near future, I think you're going to take a step in the direction you need to go. Being brave enough to. Right? Being the Fool is an interesting energy because the Fool is standing at the precipice of an entirely new environment, new life, new situation. And there is a lack of knowledge about what's in front of the Fool. But the Fool also is, you know, naive, but like that being naive allows the Fool to kind of step forward, maybe not with confidence, but just, you know, with hope and trust. Step forward toward this new unknown. Now, if the Fool were reversed, I would say you perceive way too many risks and it's likely going to inhibit action. But the Fool is upright for you. So I see that action being taken. I see you transcending the fears and having, you know, really leaning into that daydream, that visualization, that hope, that you just have to take a step and when you get there, you'll figure out the new environment. You know, you'll navigate the challenges. You have the capacity to do that, believing you do, right? You do. You have the capacity to navigate the challenges that are coming your way. And if you let people down, so what? This is your life, right? Your happiness comes first. And it's like following that curiosity. Knowing there's going to be the challenges, but knowing there's going to be so many blessings available to you and so many lessons you're going to learn along the way. But you do have the ability to navigate those challenges. Like you're not going to get stuck and like lose everything. This is kind of like this energy of surrender and saying, F it, let's do it, you know? So I really like to see that in the near future for you. I think you're going to start to take action toward a new you, a new life, having maybe even evaluating people in your life and inviting new people in that are more supportive and more in alignment with you. People that aren't expecting things from you or demanding things from you. I just feel like freedom, like this dose of like an exhale, like freedom coming through, like fresh air, a sea breeze, if you will. Maybe some of you are going toward the ocean. But there's like this brand new everything coming your way. You just have to take action. Hopes and fears, look at that. 10 of Swords, right? Fearing the worst, fearing defeat, fearing failure, fearing a painful experience. Oh my gosh, the anxiety. There's so much anxiety here. But it's an ending. And knowing that endings might be painful, but they're also necessary, right? And I think it's fearing the pain involved with the change. But I also, when it presents sideways like this, I'm also getting the vibe that it's like you're gonna go forward anyway. Well, I mean, we see that with the Chariot, but it's like, again, transcending the fear. It's like living with that anxiety, but not letting it derail you from taking action. But I really hope you can find a way to process the anxiety, because that energy is just, it's so draining. And you need all the energy in the world to move forward on your new path. So if you can focus on doing things that kind of fill your cup, make you less anxious, obviously do those things. And don't let that anxiety get the better of you. I don't think that you will, but I think that it's going to be lingering and constantly poking at you. But I see you fighting through it. Now, we have the Chariot and the outcome, which is amazing. That looks like a fresh dose of willpower, confidence, and control. Feeling in control, feeling like you can charge forward toward your goals, lit up with willpower, lit up with confidence, lit up with divine inspiration, knowing that you're going down the right path. I almost feel like the more you put yourself first, it's like you get a taste of how that feels, and it feels so nice. And you're gonna continue to do that with each little step, and it's gonna like light this fire within you. And it's gonna help you kind of just really blast forward to making a change, to thinking about what you want. The Chariot is a very individualistic card. You know, he's all by himself on the Chariot, the guy on the Chariot, Rider-Waite. But you know, he's driving toward where he needs to go, and it's this energy of not letting any obstacles get in your way, moving mountains for what you want, what you need, for where you know you need to be. It's like nothing's gonna get in the way. This power up. That's awesome. This is a great change for you, pile 3. I feel you're gonna be really lit up in the next 30 days. And you're able to really transcend that anxiety. And I feel like over time, it's gonna hold you back less and less, and it's gonna start to fall away. The Chariot's not distracted. The Chariot knows where we need to go, and nothing gets in the way of that goal. I see you putting yourself first. And this could even be travel too. You know, you might finally get that vacation you've been wanting. But overall, I feel like it's starting to make decisions that are in clear alignment with what you want. Everyone else comes second. Looking at the energy coming up over the next 30 days in the Oracle cards, again, we have that transformation coming through with birth and life. New things coming into existence, a new you shedding your old skin. This goal setting aligns with the Chariot, right? Really getting clear on where you want to go. Setting your intentions. And then figuring out how to get there. Putting together a game plan. Keeping your personal goals front of mind. Duality. This always makes me think of Sagittarius temperance energy and, like, you know, alchemy. So I feel like, again, this transformation energy coming through with the alchemy, but also this energy of like moderation, right? And not letting the anxiety lead you into like this extreme fear. Tempering it. Letting your focus on your goals and your happiness and your fulfillment transform the anxiety. Learning to kind of moderate, not be stuck. To transform, to grow, to be calm. And even just transforming your life, like people that push you to places you don't want to go, I see you kind of changing the game a little. Close the doors that you feel like you need to close. If you don't want to end a certain relationship, obviously you don't have to end anything. But you can step away, you can pull your energy back, right? It's your energy. It doesn't belong to anybody. It's not owed to anybody but you. So I feel like this is like coming into alignment and like alchemizing that anxiety. And allowing it to fuel and allowing that alchemy to fuel the shift forward. The shift to you as an individual. Root chakra, safety, security, grounding. That's coming in here with the Four of Pentacles. It's like there's this need to rewire, reprogram the mindset so that you can find that grounding within instead of looking to the external for acceptance, for affirmation. It's really grounding yourself, feeling totally safe and secure with who you are, what you need, where you're going, being more authentic, and grounding so deeply into that. Doing that work on the first chakra, that working on any survival mode energy that might be coming forward, especially with this anxiety energy of the swords. You know, when we operate putting others' needs before ours, or their acceptance, you know, depending on their opinion for to determine our value, kind of this codependent energy, that puts you in survival mode because things don't feel within control. They feel out of control. It feels like the external environment rules how your life goes. And the external environment has a play in that, right? But there's a balance, right? Because you can take action. And you can believe that you're worth things. And you can initiate. And then the external environment can develop as a result, right? You have to cultivate the change within, and then the change outside of the self follows. So there's a need to like do a lot of grounding, ground out that anxiety, ground out the energy of others, maybe even some cord cutting with all these swords. I feel like you might be connected into a lot of people who just drain you. And so there's a need to ground and clear that out. I have a great grounding meditation, visualization. Please reach out in the comments if that's something you're interested in, and I will create a video. I know somebody mentioned something in a comment on another video, and I still have to respond to that, but I actually do have a video It's on my Chiron's Alchemy page, but I can do it on Sage Centaurus. But there's a need to ground and clear because there's too much influence of others in your space. And there's too much, like, there's a lot of subconscious reprogramming that needs to be done to get you out of survival mode. It's like this, you have to rewire the mindset to believe that you are safe, you are secure, you can move forward, right? There's this fear here with the Four of Pentacles. Afraid to open up, afraid to take a step outside of the comfort zone. But when you're grounded, you're more deeply connected with who you are authentically. The influence of others doesn't really play. So try to do a lot of grounding meditation if you can, breath work. Try to find that safety and security within. You know, survival mode would be literal survival mode. Like, I don't have food, I don't have a home, I'm bleeding out. You know, we're not in that situation, right? But when you're depending on the opinion of others for status or for things to happen for you, anything can feel like survival mode, right? Because if they change their mind, it's, you know, then all of a sudden things change for you. And so it's this need to kind of remove that external influence and just rely on the internal and be confident enough to step forward toward people that won't try to have that power over you, that control, so that you can be more free to focus on your wants and needs, right? Okay, show the world the real you in the outcome. Full moon in Aquarius with the eagle air energy. Eagle represents transformation, self-induced. So continuing to develop that confidence. I'm seeing, this is reminding me of the solar plexus chakra, which is identity and confidence, willpower coming through with the Chariot as well. So this, I feel like over the next 30 days, you will start to really put your authentic self out there. That confidence is going to start to come in the more you do it. It's really just doing that shadow work. Be like accepting who you are as an individual, your uniqueness, what joy that brings to the world. You know, if we were all the same, we wouldn't grow as a society, right? Because you need the inventors, you need the people that think outside the box, you know, you need the artists, the creators, you need the mathematicians. Like, everybody has something to contribute, and you have something incredible to contribute. So we need to dig down and pull that forward and bravely show that to the world. You know, other people around you that might be holding you down might sense that you have that power within you and might feel that they need you. And if you do step away, they might be, you know, without a support network, but that's not your job, right? It's not your job to uphold the other people, to uphold their world. You have bigger and better things to do. And it's time to kind of bring that energy forward. And I think you will. There's a lot of power in the eagle. A lot of confidence there. That light, I feel like, is going to start to shine from within. And it's going to glow brighter and brighter and brighter. In the next 30 days, I feel like you're going to have a major confidence boost and feel like that sense of clarity and that willpower just kind of kicking in. All right, so let's get you some advice, pile 3, for the next 30 days. Just want to double check that we're still recording. Okay. advice for pile 3, Spirit? Little by little, there you go. Bring it forward one step at a time, your authentic self. Advice, I have support. You don't have to be the support for everyone anymore. People can support you now. So find the people that support you. Be supported. Accept the help. Sorry, my dog is stretching. Accept the help. You're worth the help. You're worth the support. Don't decline. Say, oh yeah, I got it. It's okay. Don't worry about it. You're not putting anyone out. There's people out there that want to support you. Just like how you kind of want to support others, okay? So accept the support when it comes your way. Be clear about what you want. I feel like that's coming through. But Spirit just wants you to really, oh my God, doubling down on the clarity. Spirit wants you to really, really, really focus on what your true wants and needs are, your authentic self, doing that shadow work, clearing out the noise, the opinions, the chatter, the needs of others. 4 of Swords. Clearing all that out, taking the time to get clarity so that you can drive forward. Full willpower. Knowing exactly where you need to go. Exactly what you want, exactly what you need. You can daydream about it, but then get really crispy clear on those details and take action. Okay, 3 more cards for pile 3, please, Spirit. Advice for pile 3. Sense. Surrender and lead. Love at the bottom. I'm worthy of love. Ooh. I am worthy of love. Today I take time to enjoy the love I am. I fill my cup with kind words, gentle presence, and gratitude for my journey. I love all of me as love flows in and through my being. I generously share her medicine with the world. Starting with loving yourself. Sense. Our senses are alluring forces, allowing us to take pleasure in the many gifts that life has to offer. It is through my senses that I receive information and connection with the world around me. How have my senses recently allowed me to take delight in my being? Today I will take time to honor and relish being in my body, whether it be by eating a meal more slowly or lighting up a new candle scent. So Spirit wants you to be in the moment, be present. When there's a lot of anxiety, you're not in the moment. You're in the past and you're also in the future. One of the two, or maybe both. But you're not in the present, because in the present I feel like is less chaotic than an anxiety-ridden past and future. But also too, you know, it's coming to mind, if the present environment is chaotic, there's a desire to kind of fly up out of the body into the mind and not, you know, swim around in the chaos of the moment because it's not comfortable. So I feel like Spirit wants you to focus on being present, even if things are uncomfortable, because there's things to learn in those moments, right? There's things to observe in your own behavior, your own wantingness to run away, your own wantingness to stay. It's like there's so many little nuggets there. So try to be in the moment and try to pick up on all the tiny details around you, because they're telling you very important things about your life and how you feel about your life. Also telling you important details about what you're drawn to, what you're attracted to. Those are the things that you need to follow. Surrender. Are there relationships, places, or perspectives that I've outgrown and I'm still holding on to? How would it feel to surrender and fully trust what is meant for me won't miss me? How can I take a step toward letting go today? I surrender my need to control the situation and trust that life has better things in store for me. So it's this need to kind of surrender, the need to control, the Four of Pentacles, right? That safety net, not safety net, but comfort zone. There's a need to kind of surrender that, because there are better things out there for you. You've outgrown, and I can see that you're feeling like you've outgrown, you know, that old mindset of putting others first. And there's this need to really cultivate a strong understanding of your value and letting that lead, letting that pull you forward so you accept nothing less than what you're worth. Surrender everything that undermines your value. Lead. In what areas of my life is it time to take initiative? What values do I embody as a leader? How would stepping out in this way impact my world? I will no longer play small and will boldly take steps toward creating the change I desire for myself and for others. Take that action, that chariot energy coming through, that eagle energy coming through. Stepping forward with confidence toward things that build up your value, that make you feel empowered and stronger. You do have the ability to lead. You do have the strength. You do have the confidence. It's time to just do it. It's going to feel uncomfortable at first, right? But study that discomfort. Why is it uncomfortable? Okay, if it is. Kind of ask yourself those questions to get to the root of the root, to why you've kind of been living in that old mindset, so that you can really pull out those deep roots and you can continue to build up your value and in your own mind. Know what you're worth and confidently take steps toward that. Pile 3, this is a great reading, intense for the next 30 days, but I see you making some significant progress. I wish you all the best. I would love to hear from you in the comments if this is your pile, because this is a lot of work and transformation you're going through. So I would love to hear all about it. If this reading resonated, I would love if you hit the like button as well. That really helps me out. And please consider subscribing if you haven't already. But I do wish you all the best on your journey these next 30 days. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And I will hopefully see you in your next reading. Bye.